Hi, my name is Caroline Clegg, and this is my company, Corporate Canvas Company. The business description is that Corporate Canvas Company is a corporate event planning company that specializes in making impactful experiences by designing and executing events that reflect your brand's identity and values. Whether that be the launch of a new product, hosting a new business meeting, or a celebration for your company, we plan to help brands create an environment that connects and inspires by offering a variety of planning services and the execution of said services. We will provide beginning to end planning coordination for strategically designed events to engage your audience. The value propositions for my company are creating personal brand-driven designs for events. We will help your business plan and host unique and stress-free events. We will be with your business from start to end of all event planning processes. You should choose Corporate Canvas Company for all your event planning needs because we will provide you with a personalized and engaged environment. The target audience for our company is lifestyle and luxury brands along with corporate businesses. These are the main target audience, and we prefer large to mid-size or mid to large size corporates, corporations, and brands, and preferably located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area since that's where our headquarters office will be located. And you should choose to work with us because the HR and people operation teams would be provided with a stress-free execution and planning of any and all events their businesses need help. This is an example of what the business model canvas can look like. Starting out with our key partnerships, strategic alliances and buyer and supplier partnerships are key for this company. Strategic alliances with vendors, like mentioned before, along with the suppliers from which we receive decorations and furniture needed for events, are most important relationships that this company will need to develop. A consistent supplier for decor and vendor to host with will be beneficial for the company when consistently planning events and narrowing down the amount of factors that change with every event. This could also be an opportunity to bring in new customers for both the vendors and our company as well. Moving forward into the key activities, the most important activity for this business is client discovery and relationship management. Knowing our clients and their brands as our own are important so that we are able to cater to your brand's needs. On-site event management is also a key activity in the event management process. This is the biggest step where the results of the service are at its peak. Making sure to stay in budget and following through with all plans while minimizing costs and losses. There are always problems that will present themselves during the execution of events, but the key to bouncing back from these problems is focusing on being prepared to solve them and having alternative options. The key resources are going to be human resources and vendor and venue, physical assets, and the relationships that they have with our company. It is very important that the staff and employees of the company are personable and understanding while being flexible since they are the face of the company. Vendor and venue relationships are key since they will be providing useful partnerships and advertising to reach customer segments. The value propositions for Corporate Canvas Company create experiences that people will remember and value. We give you a space to make an inviting and memorable environment for your customers and employees. We will make it easy to plan and host events that cater to your brand's needs and what your brand represents. Hiring our event planning company will save time, energy, and your peace of mind. Our customer relationships are intended to have reliable, responsible, and long-term communicative relationships.
No, I'm sorry.
For our customer relationships, we intend to have reliable, responsive, and long-term communicative relationships with our customers. We will be in communication with the customers throughout the process of the whole entire event planning and executing. We will also be accessible at all times to receive comments or opinions on the events throughout the planning process. Consultation meetings and consistent check-in meetings will be held from the start to the end of the process, along with follow-ups and debriefings to ensure that all successes and failures are going to be addressed. For channels of our company to reach our customer segments, we will use a majority of communication channels to advertise and reach customers online through media and through word of mouth. Networking and professional connections with partnerships with venues and vendors will be a large contributing factor of how we reach and engage our customers. Once the services need to be distributed, there will be direct client meetings and consultations discussing the service. Our company will secure sales with on-site event management. The events will be reported and debriefed, and at consultation meetings, brand image and morals will be discussed in order to help plan the events. Moving on to the customer segments, the target customer for Corporate Canvas Company is going to be a corporate company or business that is mid to large size, like mentioned in the target audience, with luxury and lifestyle brands. Customers need events hosted and carried out for product launches, influencer events, business meetings, or VIP experiences. A company that requires planning and executing of visually polished and brand identity related events will be our ideal customer. Starting with the cost structure for Corporate Canvas Company, it will depend on the customer's budget and the goals for each individual event, making an economies of scope and scale structure. The size of each event will determine the amount of funding and budgeting going into the service. The size of the venue, the amount of decorations and designs, along with the amount of human resources needed will all contribute to the overall cost of the service. These costs tie into lending, renting, leasing fees of the revenue streams. The main fees that are going to contribute to the profit of Corporate Canvas Company are usage fees, advertising fees, and lending, renting, and leasing services that are all going to be the main streams of revenue. Usage fees resulting from the use of event planning services. Advertising fees could occasionally occur for promoting a brand, and lending, renting, or leasing would result from renting venues, decor, etc. Depending on the type of event and the size of the event, the pricing models could range from a flat fee to an hourly rate or a tiered package. A flat fee would ideally be for hosting and the execution of events depending on the size, whereas the hourly rate would be more for planning and consulting services, since each event's planning process is tailored to your company and your brand. And that is going to be all for this business model canvas. Thank you for listening to the pitch of my idea.